This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Defends her family ownership in NEWS-NDTV, which is being investigated in the 2G spectrum scam.
So there's an inquiry, and I'm telling you that we will come clean out of it. So let us wait for the case. I mean, we haven't done anything wrong.
Dr. Jekal files his nomination for the Madurai constituency. Will he be free to campaign or be forced to go back to investigation? After Dravidian parties unleashed a deluge of freebies, the BJP sets a different tone, says its major promise is a corruption-free government. AIADMK reach a poll pact with the newly floated All India NR Congress in Puducherry. Election news and updates is now just an SMS away. Welcome my Neta to Tamil Nadu politics. Earth Hour, a time where everyone did their bit for the environment by turning off lights for an hour. A very good evening. You're watching the Late Night News with me, Divya. Here are the stories making national headlines. Senior DGCA official who was in charge of licensing a fake pilot in 2000 arrested in the fake pilot scam. It's cricket diplomacy before the India-Pakistan match. Pakistan media praises Manmohan's initiative, calls it a sixer for peace. DB Realty is under the scanner again. Weeks after Shahid Balwa's jail documents showed DB Realty paid a Congress leader's son. As the coalition forces continue to strike Libya, rebels forced back Gaddafi's troops and reclaim Ajdabiya. It's Game Doom 3 and another film with his wife Aishwarya. What does Abhishek Bachchan have on his plate this year? Well, Karunanidhi's daughter and DMK leader Kanimozhi has denied all charges levelled against her and her party in the 2G spectrum scam and said that the charges are all perception-based in an interview to NDTV. She also stood by ex-Telecom Minister A. Raja and said that she would support him as long as the party did.
I just want to ask you that this entire thing is now or has no longer been about A. Raja. This entire question has come literally to your doorstep. Organizations which you associated with have been raided, you yourself being questioned by the CBI. Surely that couldn't have been easy for you. I mean, that's not an experience anyone wants to go through, let alone someone who's in public life.
Definitely. But I don't make decisions in the NEWS-NDTV. I might be associated with it, but everybody associated with it doesn't get to make decisions.
So even though you are someone who's a 20% stakeholder in NEWS-NDTV, you are not privy at all to any decision making. You don't go to the offices. I mean,
I'm not a director. I hardly go to the office, and I'm not interested in what really happens over here, or nor do I interfere in what goes on in NEWS-NDTV. Apart from that, I'd like to say it is an inquiry.
Right.
So let us wait. We are saying this is a business house. The NEWS-NDTV is an institution which is run, as a business.
But it's a business which is owned by members of the DMK family.
Yes, I don't deny it. So there's an inquiry, and I'm telling you that we will come clean out of it. So let us wait for the case. I mean, we haven't done anything wrong.
So are you saying that this entire money which was transferred, this 214 crores from
yes, it was,
which was transferred
no,
to
we borrowed it.
Idea?
I'd like to correct you here. Yeah. I think we borrowed it from Cineyug, a company called Cineyug.
That's right.
So that is who we have borrowed it from, and we have returned it with interest. So it is borrowing money and returning it, and that is it.
And after DB Realty's promoter Shahid Balwa was arrested in connection with the 2G spectrum scam, another scandal has hit the telecom and real estate company. According to documents available with the RTI activist, DB Realty paid 4 crore rupees to Mumbai Regional Congress Committee Chief Kripa Shankar Singh's son Narendra Mohan Singh. The company paid these in 3 installments in 2009. The details have come to light after a PIL was filed on the 18th of March in the Bombay High Court by RTI activist Sanjay Tiwari. The court has now directed the Enforcement Directorate, the Income Tax Department and the Anti-Corruption Bureau to conduct an inquiry against Kripa Shankar Singh and submit a report by the end of this month. Moving on, it's the curious case of Dr. Dekal. His life, after all, has seen taken quite a few twists and turns after he performed the autopsy on Sadiq Pasha, and ever since, his resignation and ambition to contest in politics has thrown open a lot of debate. Dr. Dekal filed his nomination this noon at the Ponneri Taluk office. Remember, today was the last day to file nominations for the Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. Dr. Dekal told NDTV-Hindu that he put in his papers on the 3rd of March and took up a high-profile case like Pasha's only because the forensic department was short of manpower. Last week, a 2-member committee formed by the state government rejected Dr. Dekal's offer to resign on 2 grounds. But Dr. Dekal replied to the rejection letter saying he will not report to work anymore and only wants to contest the elections. Dr. Dekal spoke exclusively to NDTV-Hindu on why he chose Madurai as his constituency and his strategy for his campaign.
We are now joined by MLA aspirant Dr. Dekal. Sir, tell us, why did you choose Madurai constituency?
Sir, Madurai is close to my residence where I am residing in Anna Nagar West Extension, and I got plenty of friends and relative circle. So no, it will be easy for me to work here. But if I go to my constituency, both the candidates are already well known to me. It will be disturbing to them if I go there. So it's better, I thought I'll choose a new place and where I got a good circle of people to work for me. So hence I choose Madurai as the constituency.
You should be keeping your fingers crossed because your nomination may be accepted or rejected by the Election Commission.
Yeah, sir. One thing, the last date was nomination is today. We went at the neck of the month. All these are delayed due to the order given by the DVME. It was delivered to me that my resignation is not accepted on 24th night only. Then 24th night I wrote a letter that I can resign my job anytime as my tenure went. So from today I am resigning my job. I will not attend duty from tomorrow onwards. So as of today I am not a government servant. Now it is left to the Election Commission to decide whether to accept it or not.
To emerge as a winning candidate, by this time you should have already worked out your campaigning strategy to raise above the freebies being promised by the Dravidian heavyweights in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, sir. See, as an independent candidate, I cannot give more promises. One thing I can tell is I will be a candidate of yours. Anytime you can meet me with your regards, and I will be fully in public work if I win in the candidate.
And finally, what is the status of Sadiq Pasha's post-mortem report, sir?
So it's under the process. It will be soon delivered after all the results come.
And moving on to some more political news, well, the BJP today set a different tone in its election manifesto for Tamil Nadu. If it was freebies galore in the manifesto of the Dravidian parties, the BJP says the only freebie they promise is a corruption-free government. The party's poll pledge promises to resolve the rough over the Mullai Periyar Dam and water accessible to all in Tamil Nadu, and shortage of electricity will be resolved, and funds given to minority institutions will instead be given to poor Hindu school students. The BJP too has echoed Tamil sentiments, saying that they will make Tamil compulsory for students from class 1 to 5 and say protection of fishermen will be their top priority. But the party has not got themselves strange to the freebies like they say. The BJP has promised one free cow for all BPL families in the state. And the BJP state president says people are getting addicted to freebies and they promise a transparent government.
The BJP has just released its manifesto for the Tamil Nadu elections of 2011, and we are joined by Mr. Pon Radhakrishnan, the state BJP president. Sir, this time the BJP has not really had much of a presence in Tamil Nadu politics, though even when it was in power at the centre. How do you think it's going to change this time, sir?
Definitely you are going to see the change this time. We hope that we will enter the assembly with the double-digit number.
So, both the parties, AIADMK and the DMK Alliance, have promised huge freebies, but your manifesto did not really have them.
Freebies are given and they are promised to give. That is not in a good intention. Only for voting, for what they are announced all these things. BJP is not believe in these freebies. We are very much concerned about the development of the families and individual persons of the Tamil. So we are concentrating on that side only.
Well, the BJP is very confident that its development mantra will definitely work with the people of Tamil Nadu this year.
And now that almost all the major political parties have come out with their poll pledges, NDTV Hindu decided to go to candidates who are contesting for the assembly polls to find out what changes they would bring in if they win the elections. Our reporter Pratiksha Ramkumar also caught up with BJP Vice President Tamilisai Soundararajan to find out her poll pledge on our special segment, If I Win.
We're now joined by Ms. Tamilisai, the BJP candidate for the Velachery constituency this year. Ma'am, if you win this year, what will you do for your constituency?
Actually, I'll make it as a model constituency because it's a newborn constituency. A newborn baby can be grown according to the wish of the mother. So I want to grow that constituency according to my wish, developed constituency. It is an area of recent development, and it is a link between the Kanjipuram district and the Chennai district, and it is the finalmost point of the southern Chennai. So I want to develop this as a model constituency. It is filled with middle class people, upper class people and IT people. So I want to make this as a probably a mini Gujarat, probably a mini Karnataka, where BJP rules, and I want to make a really developed model constituency. Particularly because I am a doctor, there is no, to this stretch, from Stanley to that stretch, there is no any hospital, government hospital. So my initial plan is asking for a government hospital, as well as I plan, because I am a doctor as well as a politician, 24 hours free clinic along with the 24 hours non-stop MLA office. That's my plan. Another thing, development, there is traffic congestion and water logging is the main problem. So I want to relieve the people from all these problems. I want to be a very friendly legislative assembly person.
Well, an independent candidate, Jayanti's husband, was stabbed today outside the Viluppuram collector's office. Murthy was attacked while his wife was about to file her nomination. She's contesting from Rishi Vandeyam constituency, and her husband was attacked by unknown people. He was immediately taken to the government hospital. The incident reportedly happened right in front of a few policemen. One person has been arrested in this case. Later, his wife somehow did manage to file her nomination before the closing time. Remember, today is the last day to have filed nominations. The total nominations filed in Tamil Nadu today alone is 1,879. And the total so far in the state is 4,280. Meanwhile, DMDK's chief Vijaykanth has gone into Kolattur to campaign for his AIADMK counterpart Saidai Duraisamy. The known face in political circles has been fielded against the chief minister's son, Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, for the Kolattur constituency. Stalin is advised by his party leaders who will be contesting in this newly carved out area as against Thousand Lights, from where he was returned 4 times. The ruling DMK and opposition AIADMK will lock horns in 84 constituencies for the assembly elections. And within days of announcing candidates for all the 30 assembly seats in poll-bound Puducherry, AIADMK today reached a poll pact with the newly floated All India NR Congress, founded by former Puducherry Chief Minister Rangaswamy, allotting a measure of seats to them. The AIADMK Supremo Jayalalitha indicated her party might have to forego some more seats of its share of 13, as talks are still on with allies like DMDK and left parties, and said party cadre who had filed nominations for seats that could be allotted to these parties have to withdraw their papers. Still ahead on the bulletin, want to know who is contesting and where? It's now just an SMS away. More details when we come.